SOS. So what you'd want to see is a flat correction here. You want to see this. That would be really bullish, consolidating above a previous support level. Really bullish if we can consolidate. Basically, I don't care about this one here. I care more about this closest, the closer one here. So probably this is the most important pivot. The SR flip there. If we can't flip that, then price is going to struggle, huh? This is the buy up, yep. LPS. This is saying 2 LPSs, but okay, whatever. And you're basically back testing the SC. Hasn't managed to get down. Potentially there. That's your first LPS. And then you have a second one here. Just like this. All right, we'll keep a track of that. And see if we can get something like that. And what would not be good here is a failed. So look, so these are the options, right? If anyone's watching and is interested. Off. Let me just get my this up. And then the trend lines are important too. So we are seeing a higher time, like potentially a really significant trend line break, and we've taken out the daily time frame high. So that's the first step of a market structure change. I was talking about market structure before. This is your lower high, this is your lower low, and this, what we're putting in now, is a higher high. This is the first higher high that we've had on the daily time frame since this one here. Not that one, hold on. Higher high. No, actually we haven't. That wasn't it, because that was your low here. So we haven't actually done that. We've never actually done what we're doing today, which is a higher high. It's the first time we've put in a higher high on a daily time frame. If you look at this chart, we've just been putting in lower highs. Yeah, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and we've been putting in lower lows. See that? Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. So on this chart, ever since this goes back to the 21st of March or 20th of March, we've just been putting in lower highs and lower lows. This is the first time that we've actually taken out a previous high with a higher high. This is the first time. This is a really significant moment, and it coincides with quite a good amount of volume, and it coincides with potentially a higher time frame trend line break, where we've hit a trend line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and this is potentially a trend line break. So naturally, regardless of whether this is a Wyckoff accumulation schematic that's playing out with a SOS, or whether we're seeing another impulsive move after we've seen the first impulse, is that the first impulse? Yeah, it could be. Is this a corrective ABC for a 2? Yeah, it could be. And could this be the next wave, the next one of this beginning of wave 3? Yeah, it could be. All of this is possible, right? But regardless of that, what you want to see is daily market structure change confirmed. And for confirmation, what we need is, now that we're putting in a higher high, it doesn't really matter where how far it goes now. It could go up to there. It doesn't really matter. For most people, what they're looking for now on the daily time frame will be a higher low. So After you put in a higher high, you have to put in a higher low on the daily time frame. So it won't be today, and it could be tomorrow, but it probably won't be tomorrow either. Is a higher low, and then you have to take out the high that you've put in for a higher high to change the structure to bullish. So you have now higher highs and higher lows, and this could take a week or so or more to play out. And so I think most people will be looking for that. So that's really important. So this is a really big step, and actually that's quite an important step, because after you break a trend line, the one thing you don't want to do is fall back underneath that broken trend line. It'd be really ultra bearish if, now that we've broken it, or we're trying to break this trend line, if we fall back underneath that trend line. It'd be really bearish. That would be very bearish. We don't want to do that. I can't even draw it right. Oh my god. That one, effectively, that would be falling back there. And if that was to happen, guess what? You'd get a massive sell off if we were to fall back underneath that trend line. If somehow over the next week or few days we were just to fall right back underneath that trend line, the one that we've just broken, guess what? Anyone who bought will just dump, and we're probably heading for another low, probably. Yeah. And this whole thing is just one kind of fake out. It becomes your lower high, because then you take out that low and then you'll have a new lower low. Okay, so you have bearish market structure continues. That's not what we want. What you want to see now on the higher time frame, which is the daily time frame, is continuation, is bullish continuation. That requires a higher low followed by a higher high. Now in this context, I think what I'd be looking for is some kind of flat correction, yeah, above this previous pivot, above the point of control. If we can get like a nice prolonged flat correction, like a reaccumulation here, and then after that we can get a nice continuation, like a nice buy up, taking out that high. This becomes your higher low. This whole thing becomes your higher low, because you've just taken out the previous high, which is today's high, to make another higher high. And that would be your bearish change of market structure from bearish to bullish. That would be that would be confirmation. And so that's what I'll be looking for. Once you have that, then you could buy the dip on this token all the way until you have another change in market structure, because now the market structure, it becomes bullish. And so then everyone will be looking, okay, let's buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the lows, buy the dip. As long as you're making higher lows, then you're just buying the lows, selling the highs, and that can continue throughout the course of the bull market if we're starting to run. So I think that's kind of what I'll still be looking for. And the other thing to bear in mind is that momentum, I imagine it's still to the downside, and that has to play out. I mean, look, it's quite flat here. What average is that one? It's a 50 moving, simple moving average. It's quite flat, so it's quite a flat moving average momentum there. But I mean, maybe on the higher time frame, look, you see this is the 3-day simple moving average, the 50 simple moving average. You see it's still quite down, and that has to be turned flat. That has to be turned back to up. So this is only the beginning, and this has to play out. And I think confirmation for a lot of people, if people are just wondering when's a good time to enter, I don't want to enter too early, I don't want to chase the pump if it's going to flop. Yeah, I think in my mind the safest thing to do is wait for the pivot higher to be put in, which is today, potentially, which is where it is now. I don't know, potentially it's where it is now, but it could be higher. It depends on if we continue. So wait for that pivot high to be put in. Wait for the price to find support somewhere, hopefully here, because this is the point of control. That's what you want. You want accumulation here, or reaccumulation on the point of control. We want the point of control to be confirmed as support. Once you have that, as soon as you take another high and take out that high, you have an invalidation. Because then that's your higher low, and you've just put in a higher high. Then you're not expecting it to do this. And if it did, you'd be out of a trade or out of your position, because that would be wrong. That would be terrible. That would not happen. That's not what you're expecting. If that was to do that, you'd be out. Everyone would put their stops at the higher low. Everyone, literally everyone. No one is going to not put their stop at the high or low, because that's the structure. And that's why if it was to suddenly do that, this would probably just crash. If suddenly the price was to go down and took out that low, you'd get everyone would be stopped out and the price would just completely dump, and you wouldn't want to be in that trade. Okay. And so naturally, but the other thing to bear in mind is if it did go up and it put a higher high, you'll probably get a squeeze as well. You're probably, because what you have the flip side. The flip side is that anyone who's short, because there are still people short in this token, you know, you're going way back to high numbers from months ago. So you've still got a lot of people who are short in this token on some kind of derivatives platform. Naturally, what they will be doing is they'll now move, maybe their stop is up here. Maybe they haven't moved it down, but maybe they'll move this. Now they see this pivot, they'll put their stop there, because it's still bearish market structure, but you've just put in a higher high. And if it starts to consolidate, they're not going to want to see the price take out that high, and they'll be out of the trade. And that's actually when you get a squeeze up, because if anyone is short, they're, after they see what's happening, if they haven't already been stopped out, they may have, but if they haven't, then they're going to move their stop. They're going to move their stop to the next pivot. And so if the price goes right back up and then takes out the high, then they're not going to be in that trade if they're short, because it's probably going to continue going up. So that's kind of how this is going to play out. And if we're bulls, most people are looking at this. What we want to see is we want to see a point of control flip into support, and we want to see a reaccumulation right here. We want to see a nice kind of flat correction right here, if possible. We want to see people put limit orders here and just kind of just absorb the price, the selling to just drop off, and then we wanted to see people buying here. And I think they will, because with SLERF, there's quite a lot of eyes on SLERF. Despite what people think, it's the most liquid. It's one of the most liquid Solana meme tokens. It could be the most liquid, and it's still got quite a high market cap. Let me just update that to see what it is. That's a $95 million market cap, still quite high. I could 10x quite easily. That could go up to $1 billion quite easily if in this market. A 10x would be all the way up to $2 there. And $2. I can see that. I can envision that. But let's see. Right, that's quite interesting. Any questions, anyone? There's a few people watching. I'm probably going to cut this up and put it into a stream, a short stream for SLERF. I kind of like the Telegram. It's kind of bullish, bullish, bullish. Buy, buy, buy. Look at that. Ali Hash is saying keep daily SLERF vids till we see what plays out. Yeah, I will. Why not? Translate. I don't know what that is. Should we go and buy some SLERF NFTs? Because they're probably still cheap, huh? All right, look at these SLERF buys. $29,000. That was 6 minutes ago. $37,000. That was 6 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago, we've got $14,000. There's some buying going on here. So this is quite interesting. There's a lot of buying here at these levels. I don't really know what else is going on, but let's see what happens. I'm quite interested. I'm interested because I have a SLERF position. I didn't take any profit in this pump. I'm gonna hold it for the duration of the bull market. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to sell. If I see 5 waves, I will probably look into cover, and if it comes into resistance and I see a clear rejection, then I'll probably look into cover with a short, cover my position. But that's all I'll be looking to do. I won't be looking to sell because I'm looking at the way this has just been on a downtrend, and this is the first time it's broken out, I'm actually quite interested to see if we can start pumping. I'm interested to see if the volume comes in now. That'll be quite interesting. Let's hope it does. All right, that's SLERF. Potentially a Wyckoff accumulation schematic in play. Potentially, this is spotted, well spotted by Altcoin Dreaming, who comes onto my channel. And if you want to follow him, his name is Fred. I think it's Fred, isn't it? Is it Fred? No, it's not Fred. Anyone buying the Rio dip? Relio is the king of RWA. Oh, someone followed me. Yes. God, I don't even know what he's saying. Yeah. Dude, translate that for me. What the hell? He's saying something very interesting, but I have no idea what it is. Billy Wen. Billy Wen. Let's do a search. We need Gary back because he knew it. He knew all the information on everything SLERF related. Oh, I can't see it because I'm in a. According to O'Daily Planet, Negan Trophy fund partner Billy Wen said that if the SLERF project dev can meet the 4 requirements, have they paid off their Oh, I like the website. Look at that. Can't tell. Can't tell. I don't know what's going on. It hit an all-time market cap of 750 million. If you think it's back to 100 million, just under 100 million, if it is able to get back to the all-time high, that would be a 7.5x from its current position. Each SLERF NFT that you hold represents 1 vote within SLERF DAO proposals. I wouldn't mind buying a couple more NFTs actually. Just looking at this. All right, that's SLERF.